Hey guys, it's me Bella. I'm coming back with one more story for you about my homegirl Tiff. You know what I mean? Again, we're not on the best terms right now, but that's another story for another day. Today I'm telling about the story how she got her door kicked down for just a little roach. It's crazy how we get ourselves in these crazy predicaments, but we do. There's gonna be a lot of stories about me on here and about everybody that I know. You know what I mean? My cousins, my family, my friends, me. But it's crazy how we get ourselves in these crazy predicaments. But yes, my homegirl Tiffany, for some reason, back in the day, she lived on the street making Skrilla, walking when she could. You know what I mean? Making it happen for herself to get better and do her thing on a daily. You know what I mean? So, as we all did, you know what I mean? In different ways. I was a dancer in the club. She was just out in the street walking. You know what I mean? And for some reason, I another story is she got kicked out, and that's another story though. She got kicked out, and she's at this new apartment that I got her in. You know what I mean? I went ahead and got her in a new place because I don't really like roommates or people staying with me. You know what I mean? So anyway, she got this place. I got her in there. She's staying there. For some reason, by there, it's like the new place where the bums hang out. There's a lot of bums out there where she hangs out. Like there's a cross. It's like a little center or something. You know what I mean? Just a lot of bums in that parking lot now. Used to be like down in our downtown area, but now it's like there, I guess. You know what I mean? So every day or every other day or whenever she goes to the store, she goes out there, she meets somebody, she'll invite them to her place. Like, hey, you want to smoke a cigarette? You want an oink? You know what I mean? Like, what, you know what I mean? We cool, like, whatever. Like, she gets to know people, I guess, on a daily. She don't mind that they're having problems at the moment or whatever. You know what I mean? So she met this guy. They're kicking it. They're cool. She was cool. Like they were cool for a couple of days. He came back and forth a couple of times. You know what I mean? He hit it and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like it was cool. You know what I mean? Um, they gave each other little things. I think she gave him like a little bag of little. She's into feelings and those little rocks and all those things on to make yourself feel calm and among other things, you know what I mean? So she gave him a little bag or something like that, you know what I mean, for good luck out there in the streets, I'm sure, and stuff like that, you know what I mean, to keep well, to keep healthy and stuff like that. So inside there, he had put a little joint that I'm sure he got from her, but I can't remember. But it was like a little tiny point, you know what I mean, like a little piece, a roach. So he leaves. They fight. One thing about these people is that she's cool with them 1 second, and then the next second they hot, they mad, they fighting, they throwing words at each other. You know what I mean? All that. So supposedly a couple days later they had some words. You know what I mean? And she told him, "Well, get out, blase blase." You know what I mean? Get the f out. You ain't gotta be here at my house, like. You know what I mean? Go out there and do what you gotta do, and blah, whatever. And in her head, she's like, he'll be back. You know what I mean? Well, yeah, he did come back. He went and he did him some yellow, you know what I mean? Something to get him real lit. That's just what he does. So he got real lit and everything, and he came back. He kicked down her door, broke her TV, made a hole in the wall, all this stuff. And she don't even know what he wants. She's like, what do you want? Like, what's going on? Why are you here? You know what I mean? Like, what? And he's like, nah, you better give me what you gave me. You gave me that gift. You gave me what you're going to give me, and you didn't even give it back to me. Like, where is it? I want it. And all because he wanted this little roach. You know what I mean? So she's trying to look for it, and chingas, she's like, well, shit, let me look. She's looking down her desk where she's always at and all that stuff. My bad. She's looking at her thing where it's always at, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. It's like, man, where is it? What's going on? You know what I mean? And she's trying to look for what he's got, but she can't even remember what it is. You know what I mean? She's trying to like point out things like, what is this it? Is this it? Like she don't know. Anyway, she never found it. You know what I mean? And she's like, what do you want? What is it? And he yells out, Like, it had me some, you know what I mean, some green in there, some herb, you know what I mean. But what he yelled out, and whatchamacallit, she said, well, here, take this, take this. It was like a big one like that, you know what I mean. She finds the little bag like 2 days later and realizes this is the bag that he wanted, you know what I mean. She's like looking around it and looking in it, and she's like, she pulls out this little tiny, you know, roach, real tiny little roach, and she's like, this fool break my door down, broke my TV, put a hole in my wall. And on the cool, scared her half to death, you know what I mean? Because she didn't know what he was going to do. Like, he was acting like Hercules, acting crazy, and she didn't know if he was going to come right back or, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was scary. I'm sure it was scary for her. At this moment, one of her supposedly best friends, a homeboy of ours, I can't remember his name. I'll put the name in the comments later. Um, he's a big guy, you know what I mean? And he's always saying how he's down for her, whatever. He's on the phone with her while all this is going on, you know what I mean? And he hangs up, and she calls him back later and talks about, like, hey, didn't you hear I was in trouble? Like, why didn't you come through? Like, help me, you know what I mean? And he's like, oh, I was on the phone, but I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't, you know what I mean? Like, trying to play it out, like, I didn't even know what was going on, or if you're in trouble or what. So, you know what I mean? I figured if you needed me, you'd call me. But anyways, yes, it was funny. Um... Anyways, yeah, that's the end of the story and how she got her door thrown down off her little tiny little roach. You know what I mean? There'll be plenty of stories about everybody on here, but yeah, it's crazy how we get ourselves souped up just trying to meet people, strangers, chilling, going through the streets, riding. You know what I mean? Sliding through every neighborhood, meeting people, and you never know what the future upholds down the way, you know what I mean? But anyways, that's it for today. Bye. See y'all later.